As I mentioned before, Grande Prairie faces not just inflationary growth, but also population growth. And that was highlighted in February when Stats Can released the 2011 census numbers, which saw Grande Prairie move up to over 55,000 in population. That was a 16.8% growth over the 2006 numbers, which meant that we were the 7th fastest growing community in the country. And in fact, when you look deeper, our population has actually doubled in size since 1991. So all these numbers really reflect Grande Prairie's ongoing growth even through the lean economic times of the last few years. This steady long-term growth trend shows that investments in infrastructure like new schools, health, and post-secondary facilities will continue to be important for the foreseeable future of our community. And when we speak about growth, of course, we have to also speak about babies. Over the past few years, the birth rate in Grande Prairie has outdistanced that of the rest of the country. Therefore, it's not just all those people that are moving in that are helping add to our numbers, but it's also the people who are... Anyhow, in the last year, Susan and I have done our part as we welcomed our daughter Mila in May. Also under community consultation and engagement, last month the City of Grande Prairie launched our new website. The goal of the website is to really develop a tool that is an asset to the community to improve our communications and engagement capabilities with residents and visitors. The new website is easier to navigate, presents information in an easy-to-access format, and incorporates fantastic tools such as our new See-Click Fix tool, which allows citizens to report non-emergency issues directly to the city staff that would be responsible for those areas. We're going to be expanding the See-Click Fix service into other areas in the coming future. So the enhanced website and the For the Love of Cities initiative are just two examples of where Council has taken our focus area of citizen engagement to heart, and you're going to see more in the coming months. This spring, the City will be working on its Citizen Engagement Framework, which will help residents get better connected with their local government, and will also give us more tools for our own staff to encourage residents to become involved in municipal matters. In fact, the 2011 Citizen Satisfaction Survey told us that more residents want more information from the City of Grande Prairie, so you can see the efforts that we're taking with the new website and these consultation initiatives. We're going to continue to seek better ways to communicate with our residents and stakeholders through forums, traditional forums such as this, and through online forums such as the ones I've mentioned. Now recently, in the last couple of months, the City of Grande Prairie has received 2 awards that we're very, very proud of. The first is for the Eastlink Centre. We were recognized with the Percy Wickman Accessibility Award by the Canadian Paraplegic Association of Alberta. This award is given to the owner of a new or newly renovated facility that has exceeded building codes in terms of wheelchair accessibility. And it's been a very important project for our community because it shows the pride that we take in ensuring that the Eastlink Centre is open, welcoming, and inclusive to all members of our community. The second award that I'd like to speak about is the 2012 Kids at Hope Community Service Award from the Alberta Parks and Recreation Association. I'd like to recognize our city staff member Dale Tiedemann, who was key in leading up this initiative. And this award recognizes the outstanding achievements of a community or individual within the implementation of Kids at Hope, which seeks to remove the at-risk stereotype of youth and replace it with an at-hope focus, which looks at the potential that's inherent in all of our youth. Now, looking ahead in the coming months, are going to provide more exceptional developments within Grande Prairie, both from a municipal perspective and within the community. On the topic of growth, Grande Prairie continues to proceed with annexation in partnership with our friends at the County of Grande Prairie. As I mentioned, annexation is a key component to our fiscal sustainability focus area. The new IDP, Intermunicipal Development Plan, was agreed to by the City and the County in partnership in 2010, and now we're working with them to prepare to annex lands representing a 30-year growth area, which you'll see shaded in the light yellow. Annexation will provide much needed space for industrial and commercial development opportunities for the City of Grande Prairie that will enable us to diversify our tax base. In December of 2010, we notified the Municipal Government Board of our intentions and began extensive public consultation with stakeholders and affected landowners to address issues such as tax rates, maintenance of service levels such as road grading, fire protection, and planning. And we also committed, the City of Grande Prairie committed to status quo in terms of protecting agricultural operations, hunting opportunities, farms, and other lifestyle choices that residents were concerned about. In line with this, Council is committed and prepared to review and amend planning policies, the land use bylaw, and where appropriate, revise other bylaws to accommodate existing activities that residents in the annexation area are undertaking. In preparation for annexation to the west, in May, the City of Grande Prairie will begin operations at our third fire hall on the west end. Several unique areas are planned for the fire hall, which is a $6.3 million facility. The station will house the technical search and rescue specialty of the fire department, including high-angle rope rescue, trench rescue, confined space rescue, building collapse rescue, technical equipment, and machinery extraction. Of course, along with all the other fire halls, core services will include structural and wildland firefighting, medical co-response and first response, inspection services, and public education. This new 20,000 square foot fire hall has also been designed as a backup to our 911 call center, should the PD station ever be inaccessible. And I want to highlight the 911 call center. The Northwest Regional Call Center run out of the City of Grande Prairie actually serves the northwest corner of Alberta with very few limitations. It is geographically covers the largest area of Alberta and was also, some of you may or may not know, the call center that handled all of the service calls that came in during the Slave Lake wildfires. So I want to highlight the work of our fantastic team there. This third fire hall will also have a full complement of firefighters in four platoons for a total of 20 positions. This significant investment in fire protection is a recognition that our community is expanding, especially to the west, and Council is striving to provide an appropriate urban standard of service to all of our residents. As we expand our boundaries further, the fire station will be an important economic development consideration to businesses and residents that chose to locate in that western section of the city. Now, in May, we're looking forward to the opening of the reconstructed Prairie Art Gallery and the launch of its first exposition, Journey 2012, by Carmen Hackstead and Jim Stokes. It's been hard to believe that it's already over 5 years since the building was crippled with the collapse of a third of its roof. And since that time, it's been amazing to see the support for arts in this community and region. Executive Director Robert Stevens tells us that our gallery has one of the highest per capita rates of visitation in the country. Would you believe that, in fact, it's actually higher than the Museum of Modern Art in New York and higher than the Art Gallery of Ontario and Toronto? More people per capita here visit the Art Gallery than either of those world-class facilities, and I think that's an important thing for us to recognize. The Prairie Art Gallery is the largest arts organization in the province north of Edmonton, and it is by floor area the second largest public art gallery in Alberta. In fact, for a community of our size, the Prairie Art Gallery will be the fourth largest public art gallery in the whole country, after Charlottetown, Brandon, and Joliet. So I really want to thank Robert Stephen and his entire team, and I see some of our architect team here that are working on the renovation of the gallery. I have to tell you all that when you step inside, I've had a chance to have a preview of the renovation. When you step inside, you will not believe that you're in Grande Prairie, and you will not believe the fantastic opportunities that it's going to mean for our community. I also want to thank Robert for contributing to today's presentation. He loaned us some of the screens to make the presentation visible for all the rest of you out there. So speaking about the economy, I know that's a central concern for the Chamber of Commerce and for many of you in attendance today. As we move forward, many of us know that there are many signs of a brightening local economy. The City of Grande Prairie's building permit statistics bear this out. We've seen 136 permits year to date in February of 2012, which is up over 106 in the same time period in 2011. The year-to-date statistics for total construction are also more than double last year's total at $32.8 million this year. Some of the major regional projects that are on the horizon for the community that will have an impact in all of the trades and, of course, that fantastic spin-off into all the rest of the community include the Shields Regional Health and Education Center at $520 million, the new ATCO Regional Service Center at $73 million, the new public high school at the CKC at $41 million, the Cairn on the Boulevard Affordable Housing Project at $14 million, the Prairie Art Gallery construction restoration at $10 million, the Zellers conversion to a Target, which is slated for about $10 million, and then finally the construction of our third fire hall at $6.3. So as you can see, there's significant investment happening both by local governments and industry throughout the region. But of course, the City of Grande Prairie is not resting. We do have a goal of developing fiscal sustainability for our community. And to that end, we're working to create a stronger future through our Economic Development Department and its advisory committee, which is helping us undertake an industrial attraction strategy. This strategy is key in involving industry, franchise owners, and administration on a steering committee that will provide a stakeholder forum for input. We look to engage industry and those partners in identifying the issues which act as barriers to development in our region, and how the City of Grande Prairie can ensure that we foster an open operating environment for those who would love to do business here. The goal is to be ready for annexation so that when those lands are annexed into the city, those high-value lands are available, and the City of Grande Prairie is ready to partner with landowners in encouraging development on those lands.